right. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Oh wait. All right. Okay, here we go. Share. Post that there. Okay, waiting for anyone to hop on. Let's give that a like. Whew. All right. Okay. Waiting for folks to hop on here. See what we get. Well, we just had Sergey Lapin fight against Edmondson, and commentators seem to think that Edmondson actually got it. I didn't get to really pay full attention to the fight as it was happening, but it did seem like Lapin was not able to control the range, control the distance against Edmondson. Lapin, of course, a stablemate, close friend of Oleksandr Usyk, so, you know, he got the decision, which, you know, I mean, who knows how closely Usyk is paying attention to that. But anyway, he did get it. So anyway, we're moving on though to the heavyweight fight now between Lawrence Okolie and Kevin Lerena, which should be a really interesting fight. For some reason, I'm not seeing anything on my... Even though I liked it, I'm not seeing anything on my numbers. Is the stream health okay? Stream health is okay. Not going to receive data for the stream. It says stream health is excellent. All right. So we're not... Are we not receiving any data? I want to make sure the stream is okay. Make sure we're coming through here as we get to this Lawrence Okolie fight coming up, which should be a fascinating fight against Lerena. Okolie, of course, the tall, rangy, orthodox boxer fighting Lerena, who is from South Africa, a southpaw who, I mean, he's built like a brick shithouse, and the guy has quick hands, not my favorite footwork, but he's clearly talented, and he just hasn't always been, his head hasn't always been in it in some of his fights, but against Hooney a couple fights ago, his mother had actually just passed away, and so that was a really rough context for him to have that fight in, and he nearly won. Let's see, I am not seeing anything data-wise pop up on here. Is the stream working? Let's double check this. Dashboard content, live. Alright, there's this. Here's this. Close that. Okay. All right. Now I'm seeing something. Here we go. Let's close this. All right. I think maybe we're in better business here, better shape. Okay. So we've got Turkey Usyk on the screen here. God bless that man. He is looking to do away with the whole pay-per-view system, which is basically what DAZN had promised us when they had first started. And the great Turkey Usyk is now looking to axe that whole system. And so you buy a DAZN subscription, you get all the fights. Really love if that actually comes true. Why aren't I seeing any numbers update on my thing? I do not know. Go to YouTube. Here we go. All right. Well, just have to adjust it this way. Okay. So anyway, Kevin Lerena is most definitely a live dog in this fight against Lawrence Okolie that's coming up. Okolie's like 6'5", tall, rangy, orthodox fighter. He has a really nice cross, and in particular, I actually like how he will step back out of range and then counter with the cross. That could be a really devastating weapon against Lerena, who, is 6'1". He's got, Okolie has a pretty sizable reach advantage on him. Okolie has a very long reach, like 82.5 inches. So that step back counter cross could be a real effective weapon against the southpaw in Lerena. However, Lorena's got his own weapons as well. He has got fast hands, and he can really put his punches together, put together really nice flurries when he is on a roll. One of the things that worries me about Lerena is I feel like he falls into having flat feet, and his footwork is not terribly good. Like, he will bring his feet too close together, and when you bring your feet too close together, your base becomes less solid, and we see him a lot of times get knocked off balance in fights by jabs or just by someone posting up with their arm. So Okolie would do well to utilize that as Lerena is coming forward, knock him off balance, constantly push, probe, post with that lead arm, and you could time it as Lerena steps in, because Lerena does like to step back foot first. So that's something that he could be doing. Now, for Lorena's part, he actually had a great knockdown. His last fight against Radchenko, I think it was, he had a really nice knockdown where he used a decoy lead hook followed by the left cross. That, I think, could be a really interesting combination against Okolie, partially because we saw Okolie was pretty susceptible to the left hook against Chris Billum-Smith. He got knocked down. He got dropped 3 times in that fight a couple of years ago. Dropped 3 times against Chris Billum-Smith, and it was all by the left hook. And so, now against the southpaw, that trajectory is going to be the overhand. Left. So I think that the decoy lead hook with an overhand left could be really dangerous for Okolie if Lerena is able to time that nicely. Now, Okolie's 32 years old, Lorena's 33 years old. This is kind of a bit of a crossroads fight for both of these guys. They both had fought at cruiserweight. Okolie, former cruiserweight champion. Lerena, and then a bridgerweight champion, this new division that's between cruiserweight and heavyweight. He was the WBC bridgerweight champion. Lerena now has that belt. But both of them now fighting at heavyweight here, trying to make their mark, trying to make their stamp on this heavyweight division, where we will be seeing in the very next fight 2 of the very top guys in the division, 2 of the top dogs, notwithstanding Tyson Fury. I think Daniel Dubois has earned that now after his last 3 victories. Toughing out Jarrell Big Baby Miller, stopping Filip Hrgović, and then knocking out Anthony Joshua. Who's the next best guy after Usyk and Fury. I think you probably have to say Daniel Dubois, and then some people could say, Moses Saitama, but like it's a little too early, I think, for Saitama to say that now. All right, are we able to get comments? Is someone able to comment? Because I can't see any updates on how many people are in the stream. So I'm just hoping that the comments are okay. Okay, Prism Chat, that's good. Okay. Oh, Jesus. All right. So now we got Kevin Lorena is making his ring walk. This is, I got to tell you, I kind of do like him in this spot. I think he could be, he could really cause an upset here. He's not a huge underdog as far as the odds are concerned. I think Okoli is minus 230. So the odds makers do have this as a relatively even fight, which I think is right. And I think he could really cause an upset here. He dropped Daniel Dubois when they fought back in 2022. He dropped him in the first round, and Dubois actually fell 3 times and was knocked down 3 times in that round, although it all stemmed really from that first knockdown. The first knockdown that Lorena had on Dubois in that fight, he caught Dubois on the top of the head with his overhand left. And that's kind of been a bit of a theme, is that Lorena has hurt a number of fighters, Dubois, and then you could also go to Hooney, and has not finished them. Even though the guy, he puts together really nice flurries, and he's got some pop, but he jumps on them. He doesn't always do the job finishing wise. But against Hooney, it was the last round of the fight, so he was just out of gas at that point. And against Dubois, Dubois, there's a real threat of whatever the hell is coming back, big time counters. So could kind of understand it, but. Like I said, it's a crossroads, bit of a crossroads fight for both of these guys. They both want to really make their mark on this division, because it's kind of open season after the top dogs, after Usyk and Fury and Dubois. Who's up next? I mean, Joshua, AJ's kind of, you like AJ. He's gotten his ass kicked a few times now. And, he's still a good fighter, but, I think people will be questioning his chin now. Don't even mention the name Deontay Wilder. Joseph Parker, I guess that would be the a real logical next choice. People will say Moses Saitama, and he obviously very hot prospect, very exciting prospect. But, there is definitely, Jared Anderson, Martin Bacoli. It's a bit of a brawl for next up after those very top guys. So if one of these fighters can make a real statement here, it makes things interesting. For one of them, maybe. I don't know. Okoli, I understand why he's the favorite, but I do kind of like Lorena in this spot. Lorena's a little inconsistent, but I do like him in this spot. I feel like this this really could be his moment to seize here. So Okoli is making his way to the ring now after Lorena just got there. We're getting ready for this fight here, and let's see, there's something else I wanted to mention. First of all, today, huge day in boxing. I mean, we've got obviously the undisputed heavyweight title fight coming up after this fight, but you've also got Bam Rodriguez fighting tonight on DAZN as well, and that one's not a pay-per-view. That one just comes with the DAZN subscription. Also, we've got Manny Pacquiao fighting against Mario Barrios. Pacquiao at 46 making his return into the ring, welterweight, which is just, we'll see how that goes. On that same card, you've got Sebastian Fundora rematch against Tim Tszyu. That was a bloodbath last time they fought, with some, bit of a controversy because Fundora's elbow hit Tszyu on the top of the head when they clashed together because Fundora is freakishly tall, and Tszyu's head was bleeding like a faucet the entire night. The guy looked like Carrie without the prom dress. I think I said that in one of my videos. It was absolute gore fetish because at the same time, Tszyu had broken Fundora's nose within the first 2 rounds. So Fundora was bleeding from his nose. You got Tszyu bleeding from his head. His face is covered in blood, wiping the blood away. Fundora can't breathe. His mouth has got blood in it. It was an absolute, it was a horror show. I mean, the shorts, his shorts were absolutely stained. It was tie-dye blood. So anyway, that's tonight. That's on the Manny Pacquiao Barrios card. You've also got Isaac Cruz, Pitbull Cruz, fighting on that card. I think Angel Fierro had dropped out at the last minute, so they got a replacement. But that's exciting. Oh, and Joet Gonzalez, I think, is fighting on the card as well. So a lot of good fights tonight. That's at like 8 p.m., those fights. So we got this coming up now here. Kevin Lorena, they're introducing him. 31, 3-0 with 15 knockouts. Again, this is a big shot for him, and I'm kind of pulling for him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know Okolie that well. I know he's 6'5". He's rangy. He's got that jab. He's got that nice cross, a good step back counter cross. That's kind of how he actually scored the first round knockout in his last fight. Talked about Chris Billum-Smith and how when Okolie fought Billum-Smith, Okolie got knocked down 3 times. Every time was with the left hook. So I'm looking for Lorena to use that overhand left, which will be coming in on the same trajectory as an orthodox boxer's left hook. The southpaw fighters overhand left or left hook from the rear will be the same trajectory. He doesn't always Okolie do a good job of keeping that hand up. Let's see. I really think Okolie should be using his in and out movement. He's got the length. He's got that step back counter cross. Lorena, I'd love to see him use that decoy lead hook and then the overhand left or the decoy lead hook and the left cross. All right, the 2 men are now in the center of the ring, and we're ready to go. All right, first round, and we're underway. Okay, Okolie, he's awkward, being fidgety. You putting that jab out there, and we see Lorena goes for a left cross to the body, doesn't land. Okolie really trying to stick that measuring stick out. And Lorena starting to engage in the lead hand battle that you see between orthodox and southpaw boxers. Okolie much more active here in the first round. Lorena hit him with a nice little counter left on the inside. Good jab to the body by Lorena. Both of them now back out to more long range, engaged in that lead hand battle. Okolie looks real long in there. Okolie sticking out that measuring stick, being real cautious, it seems, of Lorena's counter left. Okolie swinging wildly at Lorena's body, and now they're clinched on the inside. Referee is breaking them up. I don't know, I feel like Okolie is like the way he moves and whatnot, it seems like it's a lot of energy being expended. Very kind of fidgety, frantic-y. Good jab by Okolie. Lorena goes for the 1-2, doesn't land. Now they're clinched on the inside. Referee is breaking them up. Okolie working that measuring stick. Measuring, and you got Lorena kind of bobbing, or slipping left and right. Lorena switching up his guard a little bit. And Okolie going for rights down the middle and trying to do the left hook around the side. Not a bad idea, because the way that Lorena got knocked out against Dubois was Dubois just hit him with a battering ram cross right through the guard. So I think Okolie trying to split the guard with his cross could be a good route. Now they're back to the lead hand battle here, but Okolie is the one who's being much more proactive with his lead hand, really in Lorena's guard, in his face, trying to blind him a little bit. Good right hand there by Okolie. I like what Okolie's doing right now, using that length, using that probe, using that measuring stick of a lead hand, doing a nice job moving out of range from Lorena's counter. Now they're clinched on the inside. Referee's breaking them up. Lorena's got a high guard, trying to make his way in. It's a good round for Okolie. Bank that round for Okolie. Oh my goodness. Drummers against appreciate the comment. Greetings to you from Portugal. My cousins actually were just on vacation in Portugal. Would love to get there sometime. I gotta try the wine there. I gotta go there and try the. I've heard legendary things about the Portuguese black pig. So anyway, appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, that was a strong round one for Okolie. Lorena. He has to do something about Okolie's lead hand. Okolie's lead hand was doing a real nice job of allowing him to set up some crosses. And we see a nice replay of a cross that landed, and then the cross lands and sets up the left hook that Okolie landed. Now we're here in round two. I'd like to see if Lorena just gets into a high guard, that's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a punching bag if he does that. I think he's got to switch up his guard a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. He's switching up the guard. He's got a high guard and a neutral guard. Trying to play a little bit more of the lead hand game. Lorena's gone for some crosses here, but Okolie's done a nice job of moving his head off the center line. And they're clinched on the inside here. The referee's breaking him up. Let's see if Lorena adjusts. Okolie now posing, has a bit of a low guard, keeping that lead hand low. Good 1-2. Lorena catches it on the guard. Lorena now starting to try to come forward here. Okolie, good cross to the body by Okolie and working the jab. Lorena works his way inside, and now they're clinching. It's really nice to... Okay, now Lorena's coming forward. Doing a little feinting. That's a good idea. Do some feinting. Okolie throws a right and a left to the body. They're clinching on the inside. They're throwing at each other. Referee's breaking them. I would love to see Lorena maybe feint low and then come high. Pause. Oh, man. Okolie just threw a massive right uppercut. I may have partially landed, or maybe just landed on the guard, I think. But he, wound up for that one. Okolie is throwing some heat. Right hand, left hook to the body. Oof. Okay, referee's talking to Lorena right now. I think he might be talking about how clinching. Okay, now they're back to it. Okolie lighting his feet. Nice left upstairs and then a right down low. Okolie measuring with the left. Goes for that right uppercut again. Okolie is trying to land that. And Okolie did a nice job of avoiding Lorena's left on the inside as they were clinching. Now the referee's breaking him again. Lorena's got to figure something out here because he is starting to get beat up. He is starting to get beat up a little bit here. Okolie's looking comfortable. Like, he's not bothered at all. Lorena's got to do something to bother him. Throw him off. I mean, he's trying to with the clinches and whatnot. Okay, a little left by Lorena on the inside there and avoided Okolie's response. Now, Okolie has Lorena against the ropes. Throwing upstairs, downstairs. Now they're clinched again. Back in the center of the ring. Okay, Lorena lands a little left on the inside, and then the round ends. Is Lorena just a big clumsy guy? You know, it's funny. Lorena, he's 6'1", he's solidly built. He's got fast hands. He throws nice flurries. I don't like his footwork though. He has very plodding footwork. He brings his feet too close together, and when you bring your feet too close together, that destabilizes your base. It allows you to get thrown off balance when you get hit with shots. So I don't love his footwork, but he's got fast hands, and he's not a, I mean, he's a talented fighter. He's got some talent, but his game plans sometimes befuddle me, and whether that's him or his corner, I'm not entirely sure. But so far, he's not been having a great show. Okolie honestly is looking good so far. You got to give props where it's due. Okolie using that measuring stick, and now they're exchanging a little on the inside. Good right hand to the body by Okolie. Okolie really mixing targets, and avoiding Lorena's left again. Okolie's been doing a good job with that. I mean, okay, again, Okolie avoids Lorena's I'd like to see Lorena maybe target the body a little bit more, because he's been missing Okolie's head. Okolie, nice jab. Okolie's he's doing such a great job at controlling the distance. I mean, there's times that Lorena closes the gap and they clinch up on the inside, but Okolie's doing a nice job with the measuring stick and stiff jabs and crosses. Honestly, it's what Sergey Lapin in the last fight was not doing. The 6'6" light heavyweight Sergey Lapin, who is a close friend, stablemate of Oleksandr Usyk, he had this fight against Edmondson. I think a lot of people felt like Edmondson should have gotten the decision. Lapin got the decision. I can't really say. I wasn't watching the whole fight. I was kind of prepping some other stuff and doing some other things. But what I did watch, it didn't seem like Lapin was doing a good job of controlling the distance. He kind of refused to engage in the lead hand battle. Yeah, Okolie, he is a former cruiserweight champ, bridgerweight champ. He's an awkward fighter. He's a difficult. He's not an easy assignment. Oof, good counter left that was blocked by Okolie. You felt that shot. Good left hook to the body by Okolie. Avoids Lorena's counter. Both of them clinched up on the inside, exchanging a little bit. Referee's breaking them up. All right, both kind of in the center of the ring. Lorena tries to come forward. Okolie backs out. Okolie, a couple shots, and they're inside. They're tussling on the inside, really wrestling here. A lot of clinching in this fight. Rabbit punch there by Okolie. That's the end of the round. By the way, appreciate you hopping on. Very excited for this this main event, this heavyweight undisputed title fight that we're going to be having. This fight is really interesting too, though. All right. We're getting a shot here of Dubois in the locker room. Live odds, they got Usyk at -300, Dubois at +235. Yeah, relatively close. Which is understandable. Really exciting. I mean, the heavyweight division is a really exciting division right now. That's always good for the sport. Yeah, Moses Saitama is exciting. Okay, here we go. We got the next round here. WBC silver heavyweight title on the line. Okay, now you see Lorena starting to use a little more upper body movement. That would be good to see. They're clinched up on the inside again. But Lorena's got to do something, and moving that upper body is something. Because his footwork is just so plodding. He's just trying to inch his way forward. Coley is, putting that arm back up. Are really great boxer punchers, yeah. Oh, good right hand to the body by Coley. Coley getting real comfortable, showing some feints, feinting the right uppercut to the body. Drummer's against it. I don't know your actual name, man, but appreciate you hopping on. Who do you have in the main event? I'm curious. Good jab by Coley. Measuring stick and then the right hand. Lorena comes inside. They're both clinching. Right out, a little uppercut by Lorena on the inside there. A referee's trying to break him up. It is a bit of a messy fight in some ways, but Coley is doing some real nice work. Coley again goes for the right uppercut but misses it, but avoids Lorena's counter. And Lorena coming forward with that high guard again, and really muscling his way in and throwing a few shots to the body and lands a little shot on the head. Lorena making it messy and landing a few shots, so that was a good thing for him. And now the referee's stopping. It looked like there was a little headbutt there on the inside. Referee seems like he's talking to both of them. He doesn't want things to get too much more dirty here on the inside. Good jab by Coley. Lorena inching his way forward. A little pre-slip there. He hasn't found any consistent success with anything, and he's having a real good right hand through the guard by Coley. He's having a real hard time getting by Coley's lead hand. At times and when he does, he gets smothered in the clinch. He's able to land a few shots here and there, but it's not enough. He hasn't done enough to make Coley uncomfortable. And he comes forward, tries for a left to the body, and they end in the round in the clinch. So far, it looks like Coley is kind of shutting out Lorena at the moment. That's how I see this fight so far. Looks like they're interviewing Connor Benn here at ringside. I think it was an interview probably before the fight. Oh, maybe it's a live one. So right now we got Coley doing a really wonderful job of holding the distance, which is, as I mentioned before, something that we didn't see Sergey Lapin do. It's something that Oleksandr Usyk is going to have to do in this next fight. And it's going to be really interesting because I have a feeling that Dubois is going to charge out of the gate kind of like we saw, the name of that fighter did against Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson got out of prison, whatever the hell. But, maybe a more effective job here. All right, we're here in round, it's got to be round 5? Yeah, round 5. And Okolie again with the lead hand. He's constantly touching the right glove of Lorena, which is a really, it's a smart way to kind of keep the opponent's jab at bay when you have that southpaw and orthodox matchup. It's something that we see Usyk do a lot. We're getting a little bit of spam comments here. Let's not let that happen. Let's report that. I want commercial spam. Yeah, let's do that. Report that one. Okay, and yeah, let's do that too. Great. Okay. Yeah. All right. So back to it. Yeah, Okolie just looking real comfortable. Oh my God, with the spam, people, we cannot do this. Not with the spam. All right. So, yeah, next matchup after this is the undisputed heavyweight title fight, Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. So, that is the next fight. Right now we're in round 5 here of Okolie and Lorena. After this, we got Usyk and Dubois. So far, Okolie doing a really good job of instituting his game plan, maintaining the distance, using that lead hand really well, posting up, jabbing, taking Lorena's jab out of the equation. And Lorena had talked about before this fight about how he has a knack for taking the jab away from his opponents. No problem, Balogun. Appreciate it. So, Lorena just has not been able to solve this distance riddle. And I mean, he's got to do more feinting. He's got to do more upper body movement. He's got to change things up because he's just losing. He's losing. And he's kind of just continuing along the same strategy as he's been using this whole fight, which is kind of not really had much direction, this strategy. This high guard that he uses is not effective. He just tried to counter there. He's got fast hands. He showed it, but Okolie is doing a good job maintaining it. Ooh, counter right hook by Lorena on the inside as they were exchanging. That one seemed like it may have had a little bit of an effect on Okolie, and that's the end of the round. That was the most interesting moment for Lorena in this fight. A nice little counter right hook on the inside as they were exchanging that he seemed to land there clean on Okolie. But other than that, it's been all Okolie. Now, I'm curious, guys, what your thoughts are on the main event. Who do you have winning, Usyk or Dubois? And via decision, via stoppage. My preview and prediction video is, you can find that on my channel. My thoughts there, which is that I have Usyk winning via decision, but I can see this fight ending a multitude of different ways, including an Usyk stoppage, of a relatively early Usyk stoppage, and I can also see a Dubois stoppage. Have a hard time seeing Dubois winning on the cards, but it could conceivably happen. You could have one of those win on the cards. You have several knockdowns over the course of a fight, but again, that's kind of the least likely in my view. Okay, now we're at round 6 of a scheduled 10-round fight. Let's see if Lorena can build off of that bit of success that he had towards the end of round 5. And now Okolie circling, using that measuring stick, that lead hand, doing a nice job of intercepting Okolie's right as it came in. And they're clinched up on the inside, referee breaking them up. Lorena again, lead hand out there, jab. Lead hand out, jab. He's doing a good job of using that long reach that he's got, and he's throwing right hands to the body. And he's done a nice job of also using right crosses through the guard, which he just did right now. And a right cross through the guard is exactly how Dubois stopped Lorena. And by the way, Lorena dropped Dubois when they fought in 2022 in the first round because he hit Dubois with this like overhand left that landed like on the top of the head. And Dubois was pretty badly hurt from that, actually. Now we see Okolie using his elbow to kind of block some jabs that came in. I would love to be able to use my elbow more in like sparring and technical sparring and whatnot. It's a pretty cool way to inflict a little damage on your opponent's fist and arms. I mean elbow to block, all right, not to just elbow somebody I mean like blocking. Okay, Okolie. Now they're back in the center of the ring here. Okolie with the 1-2. I need some feints from Lorena. We need some feints from you, sir. And feints and then throwing. Like every now and then he'll throw a little feint, but it's like he doesn't do anything. He's not building anything off of it. Okay, and they're clinched up on the inside. Referee's breaking him up. Dubois wobbling like that. Yeah, Balogun. I mean, we've seen Dubois hurt at various points. And Usyk, as a heavyweight, I think the most hurt we've seen him as a heavyweight maybe was against Fury, maybe against Chisora. But he didn't really ever appear hurt against AJ. All right, we got more spam here. Some exchanges heating up a little bit here. The fight, so that's good. Again, a little bit more action. Let's report this spam. All right, that's the end of that round. Moving on. Now they're interviewing Jake Paul, who is there at ringside. Jake, does he have that fake belly thing under his shirt? No, it's just to fill up a little bit. All right, whatever. Jake Paul, he's making his own noise. He's trying to get a big fight. They also had Hamza Shiraz here earlier. And by the way, your boy here, if you saw my Twitter, was posting videos at Berlanga versus Shiraz. Was there in Queens at the event. Awesome event, really cool. The first time I ever seen them, they refit Louis Armstrong Stadium where they do the U.S. Open. Refit it for boxing. And it was really well done. And I got to tell you, I've been to Madison Square Garden for fights and whatnot. It was really nice to have a breeze coming in from outside because you had that space because it's an outdoor venue. But they had a roof. Really awesome event. Hamza Shiraz, that knockout was absolutely electric. Had a great view of it. Posted that video on Twitter. And Shakur Stevenson put on a masterclass performance. Lorena slipped a little bit there. We're here in round 7 of a scheduled 10. After this, we get Usyk versus Dubois. Okolie's starting to put some punches together here, and now Lorena gets out of range. But so far, this is basically a shutout for Okolie. Before this fight, I was thinking, hey, you know what? Lorena's a live dog. I could see him, taking this, but throw that out the window. The thing is, Lorena's a talented guy, but at the end of the day, at least from the limited research I've done on him, it seems like he doesn't always have a great game plan against the opponent. The mental side of things are a little bit befuddling. And Okolie is really implementing a very smart game plan, and he's being very disciplined about it. Just controlling the range, controlling the outside, making Lorena have a real hard time getting the inside. Oh, a little counter shot, maybe a little slip there by Okolie. But yeah, it's just really nice boxing by Okolie. You know what I'd like to see Lorena do? Because here's the thing. Okolie keeps sticking out that lead hand. He keeps measuring. Sometimes somebody keeps measuring with that lead hand. Just hook the bicep. Hook them right in the bicep. Punch their arm. Make him bruise up. Make it hurt. Or uppercut the arm. You got to do something, because Lorena's just allowing him to use that probe, use that post up with the lead hand, and with Okoli's reach advantage. He's got an 82.5-inch reach versus Lorena, who has a 74-inch reach. If you're Lorena, you cannot allow Okoli to just post up with that lead arm. That's too much. You gotta hook that arm. You gotta uppercut that arm. You gotta beat the shit out of the arm, or do something, because otherwise this is what happens, and we're just seeing Okoli do a really nice job of controlling the distance, and Lorena having very limited success. And Okoli's the one who's landing his jab, landing his crosses downstairs, crosses through the guard up the middle. He's been launching big right uppercuts every now and then. Hasn't really connected with him. But the point is, he's trying things, doing what he wants. Lorena just landed a little left there on Okoli at the end of the round, but it didn't seem like it didn't seem like it did anything serious. Chisora was putting up. Yeah, no, Chisora. So, well, it's probably Chisora. Yeah. Oh, they're interviewing Gordon Ramsay here. Yeah, Balogun. Daniel Dubois would do well to study Chisora, the fight that Chisora had against Usyk. Not do everything the same, but just the aggression, the pressure that Chisora used on Usyk. We didn't see AJ have similar success using that. We didn't see Tyson Fury have similar success using that. And the thing is that Chisora kind of wound up clinching with Usyk a lot, and that's not the right move. You got to just be pounding on Usyk against the ropes. That's what you got to do, and that's kind of Dubois' style. Dubois will be just throwing shot after shot after shot, and that's kind of how he has to really go at Usyk. He can't let Usyk dictate and fight the kind of fight he wants. He can't let Usyk be on the front foot. Usyk can fight on the back foot. He's skilled. He's that skilled. He can fight on the back foot, but Usyk is best on the front foot. It's like Lomachenko, best on the front foot. They're pressure fighters. So you pressure him. He's still going to be able to counter and land some shot. Ooh, nice little over looping right hook by Lorena and a little left behind it. We're in round 8 here of a scheduled 10, and Okoli is, if he's not pitching a shutout, it's close to it. So why I'm kind of talking about Usyk and Dubois right now. But yeah, Balogun, that's what Usyk is great at. Ain't gonna let any opportunity slip through his hand. Every measuring comes a punch or jab. Well, Usyk, he measures, but he does a lot of probing, touching the lead glove, which is something that Okoli's doing too. But he's touching the lead glove because it's helping take away the jab of the opponent, and Usyk is always doing his slips, his pre-slips, and he's doing his feints. There's just so much coming at you from Usyk. Yes, good to see you, Divazon. Appreciate that. There's so much information, so much that Usyk sends at you. It's overwhelming when you're facing him. It's just overwhelming. And exhausting. It's a lot to deal with. All those feints, all that movement, that in and out. He's doing angles. He's feinting. He's using his lead hand. He's probing. It's just so much. It's pressure. It's a lot of pressure. He pressures you without even throwing punches. And so that's one of the things is that Usyk drains the gas tank of the heavyweights he fights. And that's partly, I think, why you see AJ and Fury and these big heavyweights who wind up playing the boxing game against Usyk. That's not what they should be doing. But the thing is that it's just exhausting, and so they're, I think, trying to conserve energy in a sense. But that's then you're marching to Usyk's beat at that point, and he is a unparalleled conductor. Okay, nice jab to the body there by Lorena. Clinched up here on the inside. So much information to send Dubois off balance. Yeah, and that's the thing is that Dubois has to. What Dubois has to do, it's a cliche, but he's got to fight the boxer. He has got to make it so that, basically, don't even engage. Do not even engage in that game with Usyk. Don't engage in the boxing because you're not going to win. You're not going to win that game against Usyk. So Dubois, in a sense, he shouldn't even feel out Usyk. He shouldn't even feel him out. Just at the start, bell rings, bang. Don't be, stupid reckless, but a little reckless. I mean, Dubois is kind of reckless by nature, just his style and whatnot, but he was boxing with Usyk for practically the whole fight. He's got to, I think, just turn the brain off a little bit and just go bull in China shop mode a bit. Keep your chin tucked, keep your hands up, and, go and just pound on the guy. You got to use brute strength and aggression and have him on the back foot and don't even let him use his intelligence and his tools, because once he starts using them, it's just so difficult. It's just so difficult to deal with. All right, we're here in round 9, so we're almost done with this fight, and then we get Usyk and Dubois. Honestly, it's a good showing by Okolie. It's a good showing. You would want to see him go for the finish, of course. Because again, little counter right hook there on the inside by Lorena. But Okolie looks okay. Because the thing is, these guys they came up from cruiserweight, so you kind of want them to prove, hey, I got the beef, I got the power to be here. I mean, was a joint creative team, graphic designer, shot like a great resume, my belt and experience. Balogun, I appreciate that, man. Hey, feel free to shoot me an email. Check my my page in my about section, and you should see an email there. So feel free to shoot me one, man. Appreciate it. Dubois should be willing to lose a point or two. Maybe they're going for the body. Yeah, no, Kevin, 100%. I mean, I think he absolutely needs to go for the body. I think he knows that. I think Usyk knows he's going to go for the body. We all know that Dubois goes after the body and will go low. He'll do low blows. He'll use headbutts. Is he trying to do all the? I don't know. I don't really care that much. The fouls I don't really take too much into account at this point. At that point, it's up to the referee to handle that. Usyk can't really do much about the fouls, so that's on the ref. But no, I mean, the point is right though, that you're making, Kevin, is that Dubois needs to have some recklessness in this fight. Have some. I mean, he's like I said, he's a bit reckless by nature, but he was less reckless against Usyk. He engaged in that boxing match against Usyk. That's not what you got to bring that recklessness back. All right, we're going to the final round of Okolie versus Lorena. Not quite as interesting a fight as I had hoped it would be. Honestly, it's because Okolie has had a better showing than I thought. Okolie really looks, he's done a really excellent job of implementing his game plan and neutralizing a lot of Lorena's. Predictable, yeah. Usyk, Dubois is a great boxer. Dubois, it's funny. I feel like Dubois is he's a clever he's more clever, I think, than a lot of people give him credit for. There's certain things that he does in there, changing levels and certain feints that he does that I think make him more clever than people give him credit for. But he doesn't do a good job of taking his head off the center line. You know, he'll get some slips in there, you know, on occasion, but his head movement isn't great. His feet are his main defense, getting in and out. That's his main form of defense, his footwork. The problem is, Usyk's got the best footwork in the business. So, you know, and the thing, and it just also makes it so, good left hand by Lorena there. It makes it so that his, you know, he gets caught a good deal on his way in. And not his way out, actually. Sometimes he comes out straight, comes out back. He doesn't, you know, move his head very well. Yeah, he'll sometimes move it okay, but just not great head movement. But like I said, he is clever. He does some clever things. And there was a little piece of my analysis in the preview and prediction that I made into a short where I talked about how Dubois' best weapon when they first fought was his cross downstairs. He was trying to land his cross on Usyk's chin because, I mean, Dubois' right hand is his best punch. Okoli lands a nice little left hook there. Dubois' right hand is I think most of us can agree his right hand is really the deadliest weapon that he has. He tried to land it on Usyk's head, but Usyk did such a great job at keeping his his guard responsible, keeping that hand on his chin, keeping it up so that whenever, you know, Dubois tried to throw his crosses and his hooks, it was landing on Usyk's guard. And so Usyk did a nice job mitigating it. He started throwing the right hand, the cross down to the body and landing it, and that was actually a good weapon, and he was landing it fairly consistently against Usyk, and it also helped him set up his left hooks upstairs. And something smart that he did with that right to the body was that in the 8th round, I remember he did a cross down to the body, and Usyk, you know, gets out of range. Usyk gets back in range, and Dubois changes levels, you know, making Usyk think, he's going to go back down to the body, but he threw the right hand upstairs, and caught Oleksandr with it. He did a nice job of changing levels, and doing that deceptive stuff where you cross downstairs, you change levels, but then go upstairs. That's a great classic kind of knockout setup. So that was a clever thing I saw him do. All right, this fight ends now. It should be a decision, easy decision for Okoli. That was a smart thing that he was doing. And I also saw him, he threw a right cross to Usyk's chest, and Usyk backed out. And then as soon as Usyk hopped back, start again. Right cross to Usyk's chest. Usyk backs out of range. As soon as Usyk stepped back into range, Dubois, bang, hit him with a cross upstairs. Yeah, I mean, he was to the chest, then a cross up here. Now, the thing is that Usyk actually did a good job of getting his glove kind of in between. He was able to take some of the sting off of it. But a lot of blunt force behind that. So, you know, it still rocked Usyk a little bit, where it made him kind of recalibrate for the next 20 seconds or so. So there was definitely clever things that Dubois was doing. Okay. All right, that fight's done. We should have, like I said, a easy decision for Okoli. But now we get the main event. We get the thing we're all here for. Undisputed heavyweight crown is on the line. Will Usyk put another British pelt on his wall? I'm sorry if any of you guys are from the UK. By the way, you guys can bang a like on this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Bang a like on the live stream. Would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, let's see if if Usyk can do it again, as I said on my preview prediction, I'm a little nervous for Usyk. I mean, just there's, his perfect moment, so to speak, would be to, retire after beating Tyson Fury. But then again, who am I to say what he should? I'm just speaking as a fan, as someone who appreciates him and cares about his legacy, his history, his health, his long-term health and whatnot. But God bless him. He wants to keep giving us this amazing gift. Then I'm here for it. I'll be watching. But Dubois is a dangerous opponent to do this against. 27 years old. He is, as far as I'm concerned, he's peaking right now. He just had the 3 best wins of his career leading into this fight. Beating Jarrell Big Baby Miller, stopping Filip Hrgovic, knocking out Anthony Joshua. All stepstones up. Now, the thing is, though, none of those guys fight like Usyk. No one really in the heavyweight division fights like Usyk, so to speak. But I guess it wasn't like he beat Joseph Parker, who you could say, he's a skilled boxer, not as big, not a big lumbering kind of heavyweight. But, his confidence has got to be at an all-time high now, or at least back to what it was before he lost to Usyk. So, that's something that's really, we'll be watching. But, again, when I talked about, Usyk, he's really rolling the dice here. He's got everything. This guy has basically won the sport. What does he have to gain here? At the same time, it's like, well, this guy has a country on his back. He is. Guy's like a hero in Ukraine. I mean, he literally went back and fought in the Territorial Defense Force after he had beaten Anthony Joshua to become unified heavyweight champion. He went back to Ukraine, fought in the Territorial Defense Force, and apparently, he was urged by his wounded comrades to basically fight for them in the ring. Comes back after serving in Ukraine, and he beats Anthony Joshua again. And I did a little video on this where I said how that was the moment we entered the Usyk era. That before that, Usyk and Canelo were kind of tussling a bit back and forth for whose era it was. It was his era. I say Canelo, it went from Floyd Mayweather's era to Canelo's era around 2017, right? 2017, we fully entered the reign of Canelo. Then in 2021, when Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, when Usyk had moved up from cruiserweight after becoming undisputed cruiserweight king, moved up from there and became unified heavyweight champion by defeating Anthony Joshua. First one to do that since Evander Holyfield. At that moment, the crown was contested. So that was in 2021. So it was King Canelo's reign, 2017 till 2021. Then it was kind of in the throne was contested. Then Canelo stopped Caleb Plant and became the undisputed super middleweight champ of the world. So then, we're back to it's Canelo's, time, right? It's Canelo's reign. And then Canelo decided to take on Dmitry Bivol, which was a ballsy move. Let me take away some of these spam. Let me hide this report. Unwanted report. Sorry. Spam comments. I need moderators. Okay, so then, right, Canelo, undisputed super middleweight champ of the world. It's his advantage again. Then you had he took on Dmitry Bivol, and of course, lost. And at that point, Usyk came back from his service in Ukraine, beat Anthony Joshua again, and that's the moment I believe we entered the Usyk era. Because after that, Usyk stopped Daniel Dubois and then beat Tyson Fury to become undisputed heavyweight champ of the world, and then beat Tyson Fury again. Whereas Canelo, after that loss to Usyk, he didn't fight anybody of note, really. He fought, Gennady Golovkin for a third time. Golovkin way past his prime. Ancient. He fought, Ryder? He fought Munguia. He fought Berlanga. Nobody that really elevated his legacy. Not a legacy-defining kind of win. So that's why I say that when Usyk defeated Anthony Joshua in the rematch, that's when we entered the Usyk era. And that's, I think, where we are now. And we'll see if Dubois is able to pull this off tonight. Then you could say, well, now the Usyk era is, at an end. But we'll see if Usyk's able to win once again. It's like, man, this guy... This guy is just a monster. I mean, we know that he's a monster, but at 38 years old, it's really remarkable. Are we having a trilogy fight with Tyson Fury? I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, Balogun, that's a good question. Fury, he unretired, right? And Fury in his unretirement said that, or I think it was Turkey, Al the Sheikh maybe, who said, like, we have a rabbit to hunt. Which implies that they're going for the trilogy. And I think Fury or Usyk has spoken about potentially doing a trilogy fight. I agree with you. I don't think it's worth it. We saw Usyk beat Fury twice. Quite convincingly the first time. And pretty convincingly the second time. I mean, the second time it was not as big, not as wide swings of momentum, right? We saw Fury had a strong swing of momentum in the first fight. Then it swung way over into Usyk's favor. But Usyk, clearly, won on the cards. Second fight didn't have as wide a swing of momentum, but I still had Usyk winning that fight. So, yeah, I don't see what are the unanswered questions. What are the unanswered questions that a trilogy fight would answer? I don't think there's anything. I'd rather see Fury and Anthony Joshua go at it, battle for Britain, do it at Wembley. That's a fun fight. I mean, we wanted that fight some time ago, but if Fury is going to fight right now, I think that would be a cool one. Let's get rid of this spam. My God. Okay, get rid of that. Usyk can bring his title. All right, we see Dubois there in the locker room. Got a nice sweat going. He's definitely warmed up, clearly. Like I said, I think he's got to come out of the gate. Out of the gate, just don't even let a rhythm get established. Don't feel him out. That's what you do if you're Dubois. Usyk, I would think that Usyk and his team would prepare for that possibility. That's got to be a possibility and eventuality that they have prepared for. Because, I would think that his team that they would have potentially prepped for that. So, so we'll see. Let me get rid of some of the spam. Could you please share your email? Couldn't find your channel. hold on. Reports. Spam. Okay. Hide. Okay, good. Yeah, so let me do this. All right, we see Usyk now. He's got a sweat going. He looks focused. Man. Very, very... What an atmosphere. That's got to be a crazy atmosphere there at Wembley. See all those people. Oh, my God. Another boxing YouTuber that I'm friendly with, messaging with and whatnot, he's at Wembley right now, and I'm kind of jealous of him. It's pretty awesome. Happy for him. Very happy for him. I'm going to ask him right now, how's the atmosphere? So, man, yep, Usyk 38 years old, Dubois 27, both, are they both 78? Yeah, they both 78, yeah, right, okay. All right, my email, let me grab that. If you go, all right, Michael Buffer now in the center of the ring, doing his thing. I don't know if you guys saw, but let's see. There's a $4.99 UFC pass. If I pay, can I watch 100% today's UFC? I can. I don't know about UFC. I know there's a big. I know you got the you got Poirier versus Holloway tonight, which is, you know, what a day for combat sports. Oh my God. So that's a big UFC fight that's happening tonight. I don't know about the UFC pass watch thing, but hopefully you're able to watch it. Okay. Let me get that email for you. Home. Now let's go. Now they're doing the national anthems here. We are getting ready to get going here. View your channel. Why is my thing not there? Posts. Where's my about? So let me know what you guys think of the chat. Who do you have winning this fight? How do you have it winning? How do you have it going? Told you my prediction was Usyk via decision, but I can very well see an Usyk stoppage happening, especially if Daniel Dubois does what I suspect he might do or really think he should do, which is come out of the gates just absolutely like a bull in a china shop. Just go at Usyk. Don't establish a rhythm. Don't let him get into his own rhythm. Don't do any feeling out. Fuck, it is no one care profile, but you know, I'm not streaming the actual fight. I'm streaming commentary of the fight, because if I stream the actual fight, then it's going to be all kinds of copyright issues and all that stuff. We got, let's see, Usyk finishes Dubois 8th round stoppage. Brandon, okay, you're on the books. Yeah, like I said, I think, anyway, as I was saying, I think if Dubois comes out just absolutely swinging, then I can see Usyk, if he endures that and is able to avoid and mitigate and counter, he could hurt Dubois early. And who knows at that point. But we could also see Dubois wind up hurting Usyk if he just goes ballistic, and makes it happen. So there's various ways this bout can go, which is what makes a fight like this exciting. That's what we want. We want uncertainty. The more uncertainty there is going into a boxing match, the better the boxing match. Right? We go into it and we all expect this one guy to win, obviously. That's not where the fun is. Sometimes you have fun. You can have it where, massive upset. You don't expect it. But when you have the tension before a fight, when you don't know who's going to win, that's scintillating stuff. And that's when you have a lot of unanswered questions, when you have a lot of uncertainty. And that's what we have in this fight. We have questions. We have some uncertainty. But I do like. I'm not backing off my pick. I'm not backing off Usyk. I think he's still got the stuff. I think he's still got the skills. I think he's still going to be able to disrupt Dubois' jab, stifle his jab. I've just been saying what I think is Dubois' best path to victory, which is unbridled aggression. Unbridled aggression. Don't engage in any back and forth. Just go right at him. Where is... Oh, right. I can do this. All right. We've got the ring walks about to happen. Absolute darkness there. Just the phone lights. New channel. Videos. Oh, here it is, the more. Yeah, so for I think it was Balagan asking, but the email is harryshookbusiness@gmail.com. All one word, harryshookbusiness@gmail.com. If you go into my channel page and you go into the About section and you click View Email, you expand the About, you click View Email, you'll see it there. No worries, Andreas. All right, wow, we are having a really extended ring walk here, waiting for. We got like sparklers and fire and performers with these various extravagant entertainment, waiting for the ring walk. My goodness. But I will say it is kind of nice to have the ring walk happening at 5 o'clock rather than at 11:30. All right, Dubois now making his way to the ring. He's got the IBF belt behind him there. He's doing a little... Yeah, all right. Dubois marching forward, looking focused. Man, what an environment that must be for Dubois to be at Wembley. And this is the place where he had the biggest win of his career, the biggest performance of his career, where he knocked out Anthony Joshua in front of all these fans. Massive moment for him, really. For Dubois, you've got to be thinking this is my shot at worldwide stardom, boxing immortality. My whole life, my whole career, everything built up to this very moment. And it's the elusive second bite at the apple that he's getting here. This second shot, he lost to Usyk in 2023. He was 25 years old. He is a better boxer now, better fighter now. And he gets to try and avenge that loss and in the process become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in front of 90,000 plus screaming fans at Wembley. I mean, that's got to be it's totally surreal. We got fireworks happening here. We got flames in the background. It's a mighty scene. Now, some fighters crumble underneath these kind of lights. Some fighters melt. They can't take it. It's too much. Dubois looks excited. He looks focused. He doesn't, at least at the moment, doesn't seem like a deer in the headlights, which is a good thing for him. Kevin Hatchett, extended lag. Is that lag on my part or lag on the stream? Okay. Dubois. Let's see. Balogun, I mentioned it before. I said it's harryshookbusiness@gmail.com. And if you go on my YouTube page and you click, you click on the about, you have the description, and then you can go and click view email, and it should be there. But it's harryshookbusiness@gmail. Michael Buffer making his ring announcements here. Brandon, really good points, man. I think we all know from watching Usyk, the best fighting is typically in the later rounds. Yep, Usyk aging, Dubois packing on the extra mass. Anything can happen? Yep, no, 100%. That's the thing, is that Usyk, like you said, he is very much a second half fighter. He establishes, gets to establish his rhythm in the beginning, but then he cranks up the heat in the second half of the fight. That's tends to be when he gets his stoppages. It just becomes overwhelming for the opponent. Just all that pace, all those feints, and those angles, and that lead handwork, and the jabs. It just becomes overwhelming. He sets a crazy pace, and heavyweights just can't handle it. And you get to the latter part of the fight, and their gas tank is running on fumes, and Usyk just starts peppering, popping them with shots, and it just and head starts snapping, and the fight comes to an end. And so that's kind of a big thing about the questions we have on Usyk here, which is, so much of his style is based off of his cardio, his conditioning, his gas tank, his quickness, his reflexes, attributes that do not tend to age well, right? If you have a fighter who is based, his best attributes are his power and just his toughness, like a George Foreman, that tends to age pretty well. Usyk's style is refined, it's finesse, it is elite athleticism. How is that going to hold up at 38 years old? The late 30s, even in heavyweights, that tends to be where we see some real deterioration. Now, athletes over the years have gotten better. Our science has gotten better, and we've seen athletes perform at higher levels later on in their careers, as time has gone on now. So perhaps Usyk, too, can have an extended prime. But it is a question. It is something that we are wondering heading into this fight, is that with Usyk's style, can that persist at 38? Can he persist with that style at 30 against a bull of a 27-year-old who is now perhaps peaking? And let's see if we can get rid of some of the spam here. Fireworks. Usyk made his way to the ring. Is making his way to the ring. And it's just focus, pure focus by Usyk. Absolute focus from Usyk. Just trying to get some of the spam off here. All right. Usyk is now... I think Usyk's got the ball. His techniques are evergreen. Yep. I think Usyk got... His technique is evergreen. His skill is... And Usyk waves his hand to the crowd, gets a nice response. Okay, there... DAZN's poll has Usyk 67%, Dubois 33% in who they believe is going to win. I did my own poll as well on my channel. We've got... What do we got here? We've got 324 votes on this poll on who you think will win. Usyk via decision, 34%. Usyk via TKO or KO, 51%. Over half of you guys. 2% Dubois via decision, that sounds about right. And 13% Dubois via KO or TKO. A little lopsided, maybe a little too lopsided in Usyk's favor, that poll on my channel. But you know, maybe we're right. Oh, Daniel, you got Usyk third round KO. Agent Jaywalker, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you hopping on. I know I see your comments a lot in the videos, and really do appreciate it. Sorry, I never disliked the ring walk choreography more than this one, yeah. Man, what a light show. That's pretty cool. Just the drone shot of the stadium and the lights. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is we've got a lot of questions. Again, I think that Dubois modeling kind of the Chisora strategy to a certain extent is more or less the way to go here. How is he going to deal with Dubois? How is Dubois going to deal with Usyk's lead hand and deal with his jab? That is a big question. Is the plan to make them exhausted from 3-round walk? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the... Yeah, let him have the Deontay Wilder excuse. You know. The ring walk was too long, and therefore I gassed in the round 4. God, Wilder had one of the weakest excuses when he lost to Fury for the second time, which was that his ring costume was too heavy, and he did have a massive ring costume, and it may well have been too heavy. It may well have not been a good one to have, but even if that's true, you just can't make that excuse. I'm sorry. Michael Buffer doing his thing. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a nice little video of Bruce Buffer and Michael Buffer outside at the ESPYs together. Both of them wearing their real flamboyant jackets, but they were cool. If you're a ring announcer, that's the kind of jacket you're gonna wear. It's gonna be stylish. It's gonna be flamboyant over the top. But it's a fun little video. All right, he's introducing Daniel Dubois. Dubois bouncing, looking focused, looking a little, looking focused, looking confident, I think. Focused, very focused. All right. And now we got Usyk, who is dressed up in his gray gray sweatshirt there. Too much spam, man. I got too many spam. Too much spam crap on my page. Reporting this stuff. All right, introducing Usyk. Just, you know, Usyk might be the most consistent boxer when I think of performance, like what you're going to get, and mentality, mindset. Usyk is just, he's just unshakable. The guy is just disciplined as all hell. All right, Asian Jaywalker, you got Dubois KO 7. All right, man. All right, you're on the books. Yeah, Dubois, that's the thing. He shouldn't be underestimated. There's definitely people who I think are underestimating him. And oh man, this is the undisputed heavyweight title, guys. This is exciting stuff. Now they're facing off. Ooh, electric stare down. Electric stare down. Dubois looking very focused, borderline angry. Kind of almost did like a little pump fake at Usyk. Oh my God. Gotta do this. I heard commentary important to all of us here. I appreciate it, drummer. Thank you so much. Jeff Frizan, you got Dubois KO in the 9th. All right, we're going here. Dubois comes out, center of the ring. All right. Oh, good jab by Dubois. All right. Usyk doing his feints, fainting down. I gotta tell you, good jab by Usyk. I already don't like, good little 1-2 there by Dubois. The jab landed, the right hand didn't. Dubois goes to the right hand, Usyk blocks it. I don't love this already. I don't love this strategy by Dubois. He might prove me wrong, 100% might prove me wrong, but the fact that he looks like he's back in the boxing against Usyk, and Usyk lands a good jab. And Usyk goes to the body with a cross. The fact that he's even engaged at mid-range, I don't like. He should be bull rushing Usyk, bull rushing, throwing fists. In the center of the ring here, Usyk using lateral movement Usyk goes for the jab where he steps in, dips down, and Dubois did a nice job of parrying that jab. And okay, Dubois is doing a nice job of parrying the jab where Usyk does a deep step in, or deep step to the outside of Dubois' leg, leans to the inside and fires the jab up the middle. Dubois has done a nice job of parrying that jab so far, but I just don't think he wants to be engaged in a boxing match with Usyk. Dubois does a right hand to the body. That was, I think his best weapon in the first fight. I mean, definitely a more engaged Dubois in this fight in the first round. Ooh, Usyk, nice angle move off. It's round 1. Okay, jab by Dubois. Usyk avoids. Dubois with a 1-2. Usyk blocks it. Dubois got Usyk in the corner. Dubois got Usyk in the corner, but doesn't really do much. Throws a 1-2. Usyk catches on the guard, and circles out. Dubois needs to do more when he gets Usyk in the corner like that. Dubois going for some feints and some shots. Usyk's blocking a lot of this stuff, pretty much all this stuff. Usyk with a little left cross lands on Dubois. I don't like the strategy by Dubois. He's more engaged. He's more like, and doing a better job of mitigating Usyk's jab. Good jab by Usyk there. But he's boxing too much with him. It's a crazy pace that Usyk sets, and Dubois in round 1 matched that pace. Was there with Usyk in that pace. Interesting round 1. I mean, I don't know. I was so excited. I was trying to take away one of the some of the spam comments there, but I might give the round to Dubois. I have to see again. I mean, good jab there. Shown replay by Usyk. Couple good jabs there. I don't know. The first round was pretty competitive, pretty close. I guess I was more focused on the game plan, because my thinking has been that for Dubois, what he has to do is not engage in the boxing match, reject the boxing match, and just anyway. That's what I'm more focused on. All right, we're in round 2 here. Jab to the body by Usyk. Good cross by Usyk. And he moved his head off the center line nicely. Dubois comes back with a right hand, left hook. Usyk blocks it. Usyk parries the Dubois jab. Dubois slips outside. Usyk slips outside Dubois' jab. Good cross to the body by Usyk. Yeah, it looks like Dubois. Good cross the body again by Usyk. I mean, that was a lot of energy for Dubois to expend in that first round. Drummer, what did you think of first round? Okay, a couple jabs by Dubois. Usyk parries them. Dubois comes forward with a few shots. Usyk backs away and avoids them. Dubois does a good job parrying that jab by Usyk. Usyk, lateral movement. Dubois stays with him. Usyk feinted the cross to the body, and Dubois went to parry it. Little right hand there to the body by Dubois. Ooh, little counter cross there by Usyk as Dubois was coming forward. I think that landed. Back in the center of the ring. Usyk slipping the jab. Usyk coming forward. Dubois backing away. Dubois with a nice little counter jab there as Usyk came forward. And Usyk jabs. Dubois counters with a cross, but Usyk blocks it. Usyk still doing a real nice job of keeping that left hand, that guard up and responsible when he's throwing with the lead. And again, in this fight, Dubois, his right hand, for the most part, is catching Dubois' left glove. At least when he throws upstairs. And when he throws the body, he has more success. Cross to the body by Usyk. That seems to be a more consistent weapon for Usyk in this fight. It was also a more consistent weapon, I think, in his rematch against Fury. Ooh, good counter cross by Usyk as Dubois came forward. Now Usyk coming forward, Dubois backing up. Good leaping in jab by Usyk. And that second round, definitely a round for Usyk. Absolutely. I don't understand this. I don't know. I don't like this game plan right now from Dubois. Maybe he's trying to tire Usyk out, but why? Usyk, I mean, maybe his gas tank is degraded at 38, but he's got a elite gas tank. Last we saw him, he has an excellent gas tank. So, showing a nice replay of a cross by Usyk. It just looks, yeah, okay. So that cross that I was like, I'm not sure if he landed. He clipped him with it, yeah. And that was a big counter cross. Yeah, the counter cross has been a nice weapon, particularly there in that second round for Usyk. And now we're here in the third round. I think you have to like how the fight's going if you're in Usyk's camp right now. You know, I guess the worry would be Dubois. Oh, good little right hand there, but on the inside by Dubois. And Usyk circling to the outside. Okay, live odds now of Usyk at minus 1,100. Dubois at plus 650. Exactly kind of what I'm saying is that the style that Dubois is fighting right now, it favors Usyk. He could still catch Usyk. He is athletic. He is strong. It's boxing. Usyk's 38. He could absolutely still catch Usyk, but I don't think this is the way that Dubois maximizes his probability of landing. Ooh, there was a nice cross by Dubois there. That was a nice cross that Dubois landed. And Dubois throws a few shots that Usyk catches on the guard. Usyk now circling on the outside. And it seems like Usyk's kind of just... Oh, good jab by Usyk. Ooh, good little counter lead hook by Usyk. Usyk feinting again. Usyk feinting, blocking. Appreciate you, Brian. Thank you for hopping in. Usyk probing his way forward. Good cross, lead cross there by Usyk. Dubois feints at Usyk. Usyk pumping that lead hand now. You know, Dubois landed a nice right earlier in this round, and Usyk kind of... Oh, good counter cross by Usyk as Dubois came in. That one seemed to hurt. Dubois is backing up now. I mean, man, it could be an Usyk stoppage at some point. Good, right hand. It was a right cross by Dubois that pierced Usyk's guard there. Now that would, again, right cross on Usyk's guard. That's more of what I'd like to see Dubois do. If he could pound away at Usyk's guard, you know, that would be something. Be a lot better than just hitting air. Dubois with a few nice crosses there that were either on Usyk's guard or pierced Usyk's guard. But right now, this round, there was an Usyk cross there that was absolutely the punch of the round so far. Usyk on the lead foot. Usyk. Ooh, good jab there. Usyk using lateral movement right now, kind of circling Dubois. So, yeah, wow. Yeah, very good round. I give that round to Usyk as well. Yeah, the thing was that Usyk landed a big cross in this round that put Dubois really on the back foot, and then Usyk was coming forward, and Usyk kind of really had the initiative for the rest of the round. It's a big counter cross. It was beautiful. Usyk slipped to the outside of Dubois' right, and then bang with the cross. Right on the chin. I mean, it was just it's a thing of beauty. Again, why is he boxing with him? Why? I mean, it's partly, I mean, like I said, I think it's partially just to try and conserve energy, but, you know, I don't know. I think that's... You know, Usyk doesn't make it easy, certainly. Okay. Daniel comes over with a 1-2-1 there, and he landed the 1 on the end of it. Is Dubois moving his head? Not really. Not really. Dubois not great with his upper body movement. Dubois, what he's doing is what he's been doing a better job of in this fight is parrying. He's been doing a better job parrying Usyk's jabs and whatnot. Not so much moving his head, but the parrying. And Usyk now lands a jab, lands a hook. I think, good jab. Okay, Usyk's starting to lock in here with his shots, and Dubois, I think, is maybe starting to feel, good lead jab, good hard jab by Usyk. I think Dubois is starting to feel the pace here. District Emmanuel, no one can't blow an Usyk yet. Oh, why Dubois boxing? Yeah, no, I mean, Energy. Ooh, good little uppercut there on the inside by Usyk. Dubois coming forward. Dubois trying to use the lead hand there, but Usyk not going to let that happen. Usyk backs away. Nice in and out movement by Usyk with some counters. Usyk's guard looking a little loose here in this part of the round. Maybe a touch tired. Not, Usyk not tired, but I mean, it's just his guard looked a little loose there for a sec. Oh, good lead hook by Usyk. Both men in the center of the ring. Usyk hopping out, resetting. Good jab there by Usyk. Usyk's starting to, I think, connect more consistently now with some of his punches. Dubois lands a good right on Usyk's guard. Dubois got Usyk in the corner. Usyk rolls his way out of the corner. That's partly why it's so tough to just, use your physical, to just use your physicality on Usyk, because he does such a great job moving. And if you get him to the corner, he can slip out of there. Ooh, good right to the body by Dubois. Might have been borderline, but, it was good. That's a question. Where are Dubois was doing some crosses to the body, but I'd like to see him try the right uppercut. Ooh, good left hook there by Usyk that Dubois, I think, may have caught on the guard, but had some power behind it. Yeah, I got to give that round to Usyk as well. He's just he's landing more clean, effective blows, and Triple D would wake up and discover that it's over. Yeah, for how long he got a pair of jabs, if Dubois wants to win, he's got to... Yeah, no, exactly, Emika. He's got to... Felix, first three. Yeah, I would say 3-0 Usyk. First round maybe was... I think first round you could say was a little... I don't know. The first round you could go either way, potentially. But rounds 2 and 3, I think, were definitely Usyk. Why is it boxing? Conserves energy for the next rounds. The problem is, it's not. It's more so the style that, that Dubois is using. It's the fact that he's not just pressing forward, and just making it and trying to make it more messy than it is. And now, again, Dubois in the center of the ring. Usyk is circling on the outside. Dubois with the right hand, but Usyk, responsible guard, catches it. Usyk with the jab to the body. Usyk now engaging more feints. Dubois is coming forward. Usyk with a nice jab over the top of Dubois' arm. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some similar dynamics play out from the first fight, where Usyk is catching almost all of Dubois' right hands up top on his left guard. There have been times when Dubois has been able to split Usyk's guard, and that's been good. Usyk with a nice lead hook cross, using the good overhand left by Usyk, and then a jab backing Dubois up here. Now Dubois coming forward. Oh, good right hand by Dubois. And Usyk's in the corner. And Dubois down! They were exchanging as Dubois had Usyk in the corner. Dubois landed a nice right hand on Usyk. And they were exchanging. And Usyk connected. I think it was with a left. And Dubois just went down all of a sudden. And Usyk comes forward with a lead hook. And Usyk with a huge left hand. And Dubois is down! Usyk with a massive overhead left. Caught Dubois right on the chin. There is no way. I don't think he's getting up from this. He's out. It's over. He knocked him out again. Oh, Usyk. All hail King Oleksandr. Holy Christ. What an overhand left. It caught Dubois right on the chin. And there was nothing he could do. And Usyk is on his knees in the center of the ring, absolutely engulfed by his team. Usyk looking up to the sky. That is another British pelt on this man's wall. A hero to Ukraine, this guy is. Oh, I mean, it's over. Usyk. It was a massive overhand left that caught Dubois clean on the chin. He had knocked him down earlier. No, Jeffrey, okay, now they embrace a little bit. I mean, and Usyk giving Dubois another talking to, another pep talk that Dubois really did not appreciate in the first go-around, but I think maybe he'll be a little more open to it this time. Hopefully he realizes that he was in there with an all-time great. And yeah, Dubois seems a little more receptive to it now. Yeah, so we're seeing a replay now in the corner from the first knockdown. Usyk, it was a big counter left, and then a right, the big counter left that hurt Dubois, and then a right hook over the top. Big counter left that partially caught Dubois, and then a right hook over the top on the above the ear, and Dubois went down. That was the first knockdown. You know, Dubois lost his equilibrium. And then this is the second. This is the knockout now. A little left, and Usyk misses the right, and then a massive left hand over Dubois' arm. Oh, Dubois had missed a right, and Usyk rifles a hook, a rear hook, around Dubois' arm, caught him right on the jaw, and Dubois goes down, and you could see it in his eyes when he was on the floor. The guy, he just didn't have it. He didn't have his legs. My goodness. Look, I mean, I was kind of wrong. I mean, I had Usyk winning by decision, but this was, you know, this is kind of thing that happens, though, is that a lot of times, holy shit, that's a highlight reel knockout. That is a highlight reel knockout for Usyk. That might be Usyk's. That's Usyk's best. That's Usyk's best highlight at heavyweight. That's got to be his best highlight at heavyweight. And Usyk, you see the emotion on Usyk's face after he wins. His hands in the air. He's crying into his gloves. You can just see how much it means to him to represent his country that's at war with Russia. And you know, he talked about just, you know, being in bed and hearing missiles overhead and missile alarms and whatnot. And just fighting for his people. You know, it's impossible not to like Usyk. It makes he's so charismatic and just and funny and a family man. Just, you know, there's nothing you can really dislike about this guy. Really just a beautiful ambassador for the sport. And a legendary heavyweight. I had Usyk winning by decision, and he made it even more emphatic this time. He made it even more emphatic. I think it's partially because Dubois was more inactive and engaged, but I also think that drained Dubois' gas tank a bit quicker, and Usyk opened up on this guy. I mean, I think Usyk also maybe was going for the knockout a little more. Yeah, Asian Joe, I really do it very on the nope. District Emmanuel, of course. What do you expect? He can't stand Usyk. Yeah, I think he was more receptive to Usyk in the corner. You know, I mean, I think he maybe realized, okay, that first one was no fluke. This guy is just great. This guy is just one of the greats, one of the greatest. So I think he was a little more receptive, Dubois. Yeah, that's just the way Joshua lost it. Yeah, well, yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's not all that dissimilar to what happened with Joshua. Joshua landed a heavy right on Dubois, and Dubois stayed calm and composed. And as AJ was coming at him, he countered him, timed him beautifully. In this case, similar in some ways, where Dubois landed a nice right on Usyk and had Usyk in the corner, and they were exchanging in the corner, and Usyk landed this nice, partially landed across, and then came over the top with a right hook that over Dubois' ear, took out his equilibrium, and then we had the exchange that led to the knockout happen, which was just that along with the Tyson Fury knockdown are Usyk's two big highlights of heavyweight. But this is a real highlight reel knockout. Fury was epic because it's Tyson Fury and he was stumbling all around the ring, but it wasn't a knockout. It was a knockdown, and this was a pure knockout. Drummers against Dick. I had Usyk by decision. Yeah, I had Usyk by decision also. Man. Usyk saying thank yous. Usyk, thank you to Wembley, and the crowd roars. Man. What's next? What's next for this man? My God. I gotta tell you, that knockout is so freaking cool to me. Because there's some people who... Well, let's see. I mean, they're interviewing Usyk right now. I want to know, what does he want next? Now he's undisputed again at heavyweight. 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He really was never... He's still undisputed heavyweight champion. I mean, he vacated the IBF belt, but he was the true heavyweight champion going into this. Maybe fight Parker, another break. Yeah. Joseph Parker, I guess. That's Parker would be interesting. They've talked about a Fury trilogy, which I don't think is necessary. My family, my wife, my children. Okay, so 2 or 3 months on arrest. But what's next? All right, now they're asking, what's next for you, Usyk? All right, so now he's going to answer. What does he want next? Oh, Usyk said maybe it's Tyson Fury. He could do what he wants, like... Oh, you mentioned Chisora. Maybe Joseph. Maybe Joseph Parker, he just said. Okay. Usyk now speaking to the crowd. Usyk thanking the crowd responding. He's now speaking Ukrainian. Speaking to his people. Yeah, I mean, he mentioned all the names that we have talked about here. He mentioned Joseph Parker. He mentioned Tyson Fury. And the man is a legend. Who's going to decide which of the Brit dogs he feeds Dex? I like the yeah. Heavyweights in the division. What's next for him? Is rest, celebrate. Yeah, no, absolutely. Whatever the hell he wants. He's done everything. He's done everything. So it's like. Yeah, Brandon agreed. Happy to hear that, Divas Eye. Yeah, no, it's very. I mean, hard not to root for Usyk, man. Now they're interviewing Dubois. Yeah, he's the classiest champion we've had in a while. What about Tyson Fury? No. Dubois said, I gave him everything I have. A few things I could have done better, but give credit to the man. Dubois says, it is what it is, but I'll be back. Look. Trainer said he's a young champion. A little bit of excuse there. He's young, 27 years old. Don Charles now giving Usyk his flowers. Thank you. And Don Charles has some shenanigans leading into this fight, but he gives Usyk his flowers. Says that's a great champion over there. And if you're going to lose to anyone, you want to lose to him. Glad that he acknowledged that. It's amazing. It's what we all want to witness greatness. When we're watching sports, we want our eras to be really remembered in the history books, right? Partly why, people like to really lionize the athletes of their time. We want to feel like we're witnessing greatness. We're witnessing the best. What we're seeing with Usyk is it really is it is greatness. It is true greatness, and from cruiserweight to heavyweight. And this knockout is so freaking cool to me because there is definitely some talk about that Usyk would have trouble against the heavyweights of the 90s, right? Not the super giant heavyweights of today, but the more athletic, explosive heavyweights of the 90s. And I understand that. I do understand that argument, and there could be some truth to that argument in the sense that Usyk makes these massive heavyweights look slow. But this knockout, it was a vicious exchange. It was this exchange where Usyk just catches Dubois with this brutal and accurate overhand left, and it just goes to show Usyk in an exchange with anyone, is freaking deadly. The accuracy of his shots is, in some ways, like Tank Davis. One of the things that makes Tank Davis so dangerous is how accurate his punches are. Usyk, I think, he's got he's got some sharpness on his punches, no doubt about it, but the accuracy of his punches are I think a big part of what make him so dangerous. The fact that he's landing right on the button, that's tough, man. And his timing is big too. Yeah. Let's see. Balogun, he's got no excuse. Dubois, pay the full homage to the best man. Don Charles is a hypocrite. Yeah. Charles' team have been dragging and trolling Usyk about the low blow ploy. Now he's ducking his hat in respect for Usyk. Yeah, exactly. It's like now at least you're giving some flowers in public, but there's some shenanigans that he was doing in the build up to the fight. Which kind of that's what he has to do if he wants to try and save face for his fighter. Because if you're gonna go and say, he's a fraud, he only won because of the low blow shenanigans, it's like, well, what the hell is that? Now he has to go, he's one of the greats of all time. He's a great, so it makes sense. But, you'd rather see that than see him just be a shitty sport, Heavyweight boxing, technical, not small. Yeah. Usyk makes the heavyweight. Yeah. Technical, not slow. Yeah. No, he's a truly brilliant fighter. And we saw it today. And, it's a great thing to be able to see greatness. Greatness. So, anyway, all right, I think I'm gonna hop off the stream now. I'm going to stream again in a little bit for the Pacquiao Barrios card. So, I think that's around like 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll be on like 8:30 or something like that. So, anyway, I'll be on for that. Thank you guys for being on the stream. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you later.